What? Oreo cookies lower our LDL cholesterol? Have we lost our mind? Hey, welcome back. Hey, I'm Transformation Charlie from Transforming Yourself, Others, and the World. And yeah, it's a provocative title, but it's not my title. And so what I want to talk about today is a new study that's just recently come out that, God, I hope is going to open a new dialogue in the world. So, and I just want to talk about that. I'm not a scientist. I'm going to link 3 videos down below in the description, as well as in the comments. They're going to explain the science. I understand about 3/4 of it, but like I've said before in previous videos, I'm not willing to go down the road of explaining science until I can, I've learned it so well that I can teach it very well. I'm not going to do that. And so I'm going to leave it to the actual scientists and doctors. They will be in the link below. But the point is that a doctoral student at the medical school at Harvard, Nick Norwitz, he just published a study that he did on himself. And he is an extremely thin and lean man doing keto for various medical issues. He has gotten himself metabolically healthy. And so here's this guy, he's burning all his fat, he's burning all his ketones, and his LDL cholesterol is unbelievably high, like through the roof kind of high. And while I guess it's going to be an area within the keto carnivore community, within the proper human diet community, that it's going to be discussable. Yeah, because there are some people who say don't pay attention to any of the cholesterols, and there are others saying, okay, this LDL is actually long-term a problem. I'm not the scientist. I'm not the one to really make an opinion on that. I'm going to learn from the scientists as they explain it to us. But apparently, Nick is of the opinion that long term he probably ought to get it down. And so what he did was what we've got going on is the entire world, it seems like. How many of you, if you're on a statin, then leave it in the comments below, but like the entire world is on statins. It's like the magic pill for cholesterol issues. And that's obviously not the way, not long term. And there's crazy studies out there that show that if you take a statin for a long time in your life, it may increase the length of your life like 5 days. So it's a way to make good money, really. That's a way to make good money. And so Nick does this study where he says, okay, I need to see, I question statins, and see, I'm on this super high, I'm on super low carbohydrates, high fat, and what if I, instead of taking a statin, took some carbohydrates? So he theorized, his thesis was that if I add carbohydrates, that's going to have a better effect on my LDL as a statin. And that's what he went for. And he came up with, of course, provocatively, Oreo cookies, like pure sugar, right? And he did 1 sleeve a day for 2 weeks and measured his LDL throughout the entire process. And what he found is that his LDL went down over 73%. Crazy. Like super, super fast, massive results. So then he let everything clear, got his system all cleared out from the sugar. He did a 3-week washout time, and then he went on the he stayed on his keto the whole time, and then he went on the statin, and they lowered it only 30% in 6 weeks, clearly saying that the Oreos were more effective in lowering his LDL than the statins. Okay, his point isn't that you shouldn't take statins. It's probably appropriate for some people, but it's not appropriate for everybody for sure. It's not the answer. And what we want to do, what we want to see here, what I want to see here, what he wants to see, is that we open a dialogue. What science is taking us to, and the counterculture in the nutritional sciences, the counterculture in the medical sciences, in the scientific world, the counterculture is prevention. It's unfortunate, but that's the truth. We've completely left prevention completely, and we've gone to just medicating. We are just going in and we're dealing with the symptoms, and we're not dealing with the problem. So, the science is all laid out. I'm gonna link 3 videos down below that I'm really impressed with. The actual video is the one from Nick himself, where he introduces his results, his study and results. It's a relatively short video. And then 2 scientific videos, 2 of my favorite YouTube scientific people. I've said time and time again, Dr. Boz. She interviews Nick, and they get into the real nuts and bolts of the science of it, complete with graphics. Really good stuff. And then Dr. Ken Berrry did an interview with Nick, and Dr. William Cromwell, who is a certified lipologist. And so these are people that know their way around the endocrine system. They understand how the science, how your body actually functions, and they can tell you all about the science. And they're going to tell you about the science if you take the time to watch the videos. Please do. This is important stuff. But what I want to talk about is what I see happening. Just tell you from my Christian perspective, yeah? I think God is opening up the world to us learning how to treat ourselves again. I think this is the way it was tended to be. Greed has caused us greed and to be honest, we're too gullible. We as people, we don't think beyond the end of our nose really most of the time. We just believe what the powers tell us. Yeah, what the alphabet soup agencies tell us, we just buy it. Corona proved it, right? And even the doctors, that's what the doctors do too. They also just believe. There aren't a lot of doctors that are actually they're practicing medicine with their own head. You know, most of them they're practicing according to guidelines, and that is just not the way it was meant to be. They went to school to learn an art, yeah, to think, to apply, and they've kind of forgotten that. But what we've done is we've got ourselves into this place with the food industrial complex, with big pharma, where we just believe every stupid thing they say. And I think God is waking people up to think for themselves, to question the authorities, to do their own research. See, if we could learn to eliminate all the poisons and toxins that we put in our body, then, my opinion, the body can heal itself. I know so many people in the keto, I actually know a few personally, but I also I've seen a lot of testimonies of people that have in the keto and carnivore community where they have where they've been healed of the most insanely schizophrenia, where people don't need glasses anymore, where bipolar disease is just gone, and all these really eczema and all these really major depression. I mean, all these really major things where they've been on medication for decades are resolved and healed through a proper human diet. It's going to be different for everybody what that looks like. But we got to start dealing with ourselves. That's what I think. I think what God is doing, it's a movement of people figuring out what's good for them. And it's a process for everybody. For me, carnivore, because I cannot, first of all, I hate vegetables. I've always hated vegetables. I had to choke them down. I've had to cover them up with some kind of whatever, sauce or butter or whatever. They've never been anything I've ever liked, which tells me they're not good for me. And I've always thought, since a little kid, carbohydrates, if I could just mow carbohydrates all day long, but they're just terrible for me. Carbohydrates, no human, I should say no human, very, 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 very few humans actually need carbohydrates. There's no essential carbohydrate. And so, if whole foods, that's what we need. Really, it's, that's what we need. And if we just eliminate all these toxins, the body is going to heal itself. The reason the body can't heal itself right now is we've poisoned it so much, it's using all of its energy to fight the poisons that we've put into it. And so it doesn't have the energy to heal itself. And then that's why we have to have these medical solutions where we take medicine for all this stuff. I believe the body was supposed to heal itself. I just, knowing God, I just can't imagine that he meant it other way. Why? I can't imagine that he meant it that we would need doctors. Why? He wants to be our doctor. Yeah? He created our bodies that way. And so I think this is really important. I think God is in the process of doing this. And, what you think about it, just leave it in the comments. That's what I'm thinking. I would really encourage you to watch the videos and learn what it's all about, so that you can really, talk with your friends about it. Post the videos, so that we can force this conversation into the public, right? Where we're going to force people to deal with the toxins that we're eating, with all of the different complexes that we're having to deal with. We're going to open a debate where we deal with one another in a mature way, not a hateful way, in a mature way, where we can really move to the place where everybody's living by the proper human diet and not by chemicals and according to the profit motive. And I think that's God's way, and I think that's what he's doing. So, So for Nick, Oreos lowered his cholesterol level. I think that's really so funny. You got to give the guy credit. That's super creative, and that's going to open a debate for sure. So, yeah, so that's all I want to say for you now. Hey, thanks guys. I would really encourage you, if you like my material, then down below is the subscribe button. Hit the bell for so you know when I upload a new video, and like this video, push this out. Please, people, take the link, post it, do it on X, do it on Facebook, do it on Instagram, post. This is a really important thing we got to get out there in the world, and we got to get this thing. We got to get people realizing what big food is doing to us, and move on beyond that. So yeah, the proper human diet's the way to go, and yeah, so that's it. Love you guys. Transformation Charlie. Peace.